And do these need cleaned? Yuck. I hate seeing the backs of the Daytons look so nasty. We'll get them polished up in no time. Yeah, they real. All right, let's get some wheels on this thing. Seen in my other videos that we talked about these Dayton adapters. These are the old school style here. The original, and you can see it's all one size there, I guess you might want to say. There's no taper or wide section at the bottom, so these ones are going to be a little bit tougher to get on the rear over the drum, the center. They'll have to kind of be pressed on by the lug nuts, and taking them off is actually where they become a pain in the butt. Some of the newer ones, though, are tapered, so they just slide right on. I believe these were more of a, I don't know if you want to say a generic, just for any GM. So the truck just really wasn't what they were designed for necessarily, but they will work. The biggest question that I'll have after that will be, will I use a 2-bar or a 3-bar knockoff? Choices, choices. These things are so pretty, and they're not even clean. We took a little trip to the car wash and got them shining up a little nicer. Still got to do the tires, but they'll do for now. Let's get these factory guys off here. If you got factory lugs on your S10, they're probably 13/16. I'm using my cheater bar here. I like this thing. Makes for an easy job. Break all your lug nuts loose. I'm sorry if you can hear that noise. It's my robot back upstairs. Trying to get some Sunday cleaning done on Saturday. Changing the wheels on a truck, it's one of the best mods you can do. Cars, trucks, whatever. Makes the biggest difference, the biggest impact, I think anyway. Picking the right wheels is pretty important. A lot of people don't like wires. I always loved my wires. From the first time I saw a Dayton wire wheel ad, I knew I had to have me a set. Took a while to get them, but after I got them, it was on. Tried to have them on a little bit of everything. Not sure why this lug nut's wanting to be a pain in the butt, but it is. Okay, well, we got everything ripped apart. I'm hot. I made a little mistake and no one was here to catch me on it, so I had to start over. It's just the way it goes. No biggie. I'm still here. I'm still doing it. Everybody makes mistakes. I put the wrong adapters on. I put the right side on the left, just not even really thinking. Red is right. Something that you shouldn't really be able to screw up too easy, and I did it. But we're back where we need to be. Putting these things on, making sure that it is on in the right place. I'm not over tightening them right off the bat, just getting them snug down. And then I will go back to my screwdriver trick here. Just plop a screwdriver down in there. Is that righty-tighty? Very important thing to know. I just stick a screwdriver down the center of the disc and it holds it while we tighten the lugs. I'm not torquing anything. I have a brand new torque wrench. I've never used it. I know how to use one, but I never have, and most people don't. As long as you're not doing this with air and you try to get them moderately the same, you should be good. And this is a right, and I need the left. That's where I screwed up. At least I had everything wrong, not just a couple of things. I decided to use the 3 bars. Kind of always really like the 2 bar, but I like these are going to give a nice chopping effect as they spin. See that light gleaming off your D's when you're rolling. Picture me rolling. Gotta love it. Got to love it. And they tell you right on the knockoff which way to hit it. Again, right, red is right, white is left. You don't have to worry about your back wheel when you're putting your lugs on. It's not going to spin because the other wheel is on the ground. So it's a solid axle. Make sure you don't cross thread your lugs. Start them by hand if you're not comfortable doing it with a tool. This impact isn't made to do lug nuts, but it gets them started. Perfect tool for garage doors. Make sure you get them pretty close to the same. You know, I don't know why the back ones pop like that and the front ones don't. Maybe somebody can tell me that. Maybe someone can tell us that. Here's another important thing. You always want to make sure that you get your wheel locked in right on here. It is possible to have these teeth right on top of each other, right there, and it stay for a while. Then you'll hit your brakes and you'll hear, and you better stop when you hear that noise almost immediately without using your brakes if possible, because when you hit your brakes, you're stopping the hub, and the wheel will spin the knockoff off until it does fall completely off. I've lost some wheels. Hate to admit it. Lost one on the McLaren on the day we were supposed to go to Hamilton. Right in the middle of an intersection. And it was my fault because I allowed a buddy to help me put them on. And he didn't really know what he was doing. I don't blame him at all. But I should have made sure he knew what he was doing. Or I should have double checked, and I didn't do either. So, it's my own fault. That's the funnest part. Some people like just cringe when they see you beating on your wheel with a hammer. I enjoy it. It doesn't look as good as it will once it's lowered and some more meatier tires on here. But I think it still looks better than the stockers. Keep on trucking, people. On to the next side. All right, let's get this stuff happening. Throw some D's on it. It's almost like opening Christmas presents when you're putting new wheels on your ride. Get you feeling a little giddy. Excited about what it's going to look like. I always like to push down, tightening lug nuts, keeping my feet out from underneath of it. Make sure it's locked in there. You don't want to lose it on the road. Not fun. Yes. As well, well, I wish it was a lot lower, but it still looks a lot better. Until the next time, keep on trucking, people. This ain't even the pretty side of my truck, and I still like it. All of our styles are different. That's what's beautiful about all this stuff. It would really suck if everyone's truck looked exactly the same. So it may not be something you're necessarily into. But that don't mean you got to talk shit. Enjoy it for what it is. Move on. Do your own thing. That's what it's all about.